Mora is in a buy zone right now. I actually just started establishing my position right there in it, down at 1.5% right now. But I actually want this to dip more because I've got a fair amount of buying power, and I'm actually fine with taking profits on the rest of my JMIA swing trade that I opened yesterday. I'm fine with taking profits here, transferring all of it to Mora. We're going to get into several reasons why, but right now I just want to look at the short-term technicals as to why I actually think this is a good buy. I want to actually look at Bitcoin itself here. If we look at the daily chart for Bitcoin now, the technicals here, yes, I just said we're going to look at them, but I also think the fundamentals are essentially why I'm investing in Mora and indirectly Bitcoin. I mean, let's be honest, Mora is Bitcoin essentially. So basically, if we look at the Bollinger Band here, we basically are, last 3 days here, we've basically been able, this has been a perfect swing trade if you've been playing the 21-day SMA, otherwise known as that middle Bollinger Band. Get on in that band, sell higher, right? You have plenty of time to sell higher. Right now, I am betting. Now let me talk about, this is a good buy for several reasons, but that's one reason, okay? The number one reason why this is actually a great buy is because look at Bitcoin's valuation right now. Okay, we're on the daily chart, I'm zooming out. We are near all-time highs, right? We're pretty close, right? We're not at 64K necessarily, but we're pretty damn high compared to the last few months, right? Compared to March 1st, for example. If we look at Mora's chart here, where was it March 1st? It was all the way up here. Mara's valuation currently is lower than it has ever been since since early February. If we look at Bitcoin here, what was it doing early February? It was all the way down at worth 35,000. So where Mara is right now equals where Mara previously was when Bitcoin was 35K, but today Bitcoin is 54K. That's a handful, and that doesn't, your ape language to that basically means Bitcoin was here before and Mara was here. Nowadays, Bitcoin is here and Mara is way down here, right? I don't know if you can see that, way down here though. Basically, it's undervalued for that reason, and obviously we've got hundreds of thousands of miners coming in, and they're going to be mining in full function and full use pretty soon here. By the start of 2022 at the latest, they're all going to be installed. Also, we got the first fully compliant mining blockchain base headquarters, whatever you want to call it, going to be installed and built very soon. For Mara here, I want to look at a few different indicators. Number one thing, well, there's two things that are really important: the Bollinger Bands and the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. So basically, the Relative Strength Index, we are at 31 right now. We are the lowest on the RSI that we have been since all the way back when we were worth 35 cents. Okay, all the way back there. We are the closest to being oversold. Since then, we are also closest to being at that bottom Bollinger Band, which obviously, as you guys know, sell at the top Bollinger Band, buy at the bottom Bollinger Band. It's pretty similar to RSI, right? Buy when the RSI is low, sell when the RSI is high. Card on the top right for Bollinger Band introduction. So this is a good buy right now, in my opinion. Now, this is a great company that's going to do great things, but I also think this is a little more fundamentally based. But this is a company that's going to be the most heavily tethered to Bitcoin of any other miner. RIOT is the one that's our direct competition, right? And Mara is worth $23. RIOT's worth $27 right now. So that just goes to show you how much of a dip, how much of a great buy this is. Now, what am I actually doing for my how am I trading this, right? I have a small position right now. I added 30 shares at 23. I'm looking to add more, like a couple hundred shares, hopefully. I want this to dip as low as it can. Realistically, the best we could actually go to is around 20. I don't see that happening. I just don't think that's likely. But what I would love is if we could actually hit 2189, which is where that 200-day exponential moving average is going to be sitting at. That's going to be an amazing entry point, in my opinion. I mean, the last time we were below it, all the way back here, and it does act as a crucial level of support. So that's where I'm going to be putting some buy limits. If we dip that far, if we start to bounce, I'm going to be progressively adding shares into Mora as time goes on, as inflation worries creep up and ramp up, because Mora benefits from inflation, literally. Now, Mara is a stock. It's not Bitcoin. It's not crypto. It's not going to go to the moon if inflation happens, but Mara mirrors Bitcoin. Not so much in the last few weeks, but I have been following Mara for a long time. I have made a killing on this stock. I was first invested in this company all the way in here. This is the first time I invested in this company, right down here. There's the opening of this candle right here, roughly. I have been following this stock for months, and this thing has only gotten better with the compliance news that they're going to be doing a ton of miners and building a fully transparent and clean and compliant base for their miners to actually work. This combined with the fact that it actually follows Bitcoin just on a higher scale of volatility, essentially. That is kind of what it does. It's basically Bitcoin at a higher volatility with some weird price fluctuations sometimes because, there are just, it's not crypto, but it's very similar. If you look at the chart here, it's very similar to Bitcoin. Remember when Bitcoin was in that descending triangle? Does this look familiar? This is a, not as clean of one, but it's a descending triangle as well. It's Bitcoin, but on a more volatile scale. If inflation is horrible, Bitcoin's going to benefit. Mara is going to benefit from that. Now, of course, Mara is going to be it's going to have a small correlation, at least to the markets, more correlation than Bitcoin does to the markets, but it's still going to benefit pretty massively. Also, Mara is just way cheaper than Bitcoin at the moment, right? We've already talked about how Mara's valuation is like down here. When a month ago in February started, they used to both be here. Now Bitcoin's at the same spot, but Mara has just decreased in value, right? So it is a steal right now, and there's no reason for this. There's no reason. There's no bad news that we've been getting. There is absolutely no bad news. Look at this, okay? We missed revenue a day ago, okay? That was a day ago, man. The sell-off has been happening forever. It's not a company that's had a justified sell-off here, I think, based on what I am seeing. U.S. economic calendar, this is what we got today. The core consumer price index and the CPI, the 0.8% and actual numbers here, and the 0.9%, we beat the estimates here by a lot. This is kind of what freaked the markets out today, and obviously the markets, they got spooked, and we're breaking mini supports right now. It's very scary. It's brutal out there, and this is kind of, future inflation increases are going to bode well for Bitcoin and Mara, most likely. And of course, that is going to be something that you want to pay attention to when investing in Mara. You need to realize that actually inflation is going to be a good thing, mostly for the stock. If you want to know more about, how much of an impact the markets are going to maybe have on Mara and Bitcoin itself, actually, you can watch the fundamental Nasdaq and S&P 500 broader market analysis that we're going to have coming in later today. Taking a look at this is something that we're actually going to cover there. This is kind of what happened today. Talking a little bit about that. Current positions. These are the price targets and the current positions here. I'll show you my portfolio right here. Show you the portfolio every day, regardless of if we are green or red or whatever it is. I will be adding progressively to Mara as we progress throughout the day and weeks. Relevant information in regards to the title has finished now. What does auspicious dissenT actually mean, though? So basically, it means favorable to succeed dissenT. Playlists. If you want to access the playlist on the channel, just go to the homepage and scroll down. It is as simple as that. Also, feel free to check the description below. It has pretty much everything you need as far as free investing, auspicious resources. Upgrades are on the way. Camera, light, lighting, better lighting, monitor, higher output, better quality of uploads, better editing, better marketing. All this stuff is going to happen. Price targets, we're updating the price targets pretty soon. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all in the next one.